We talk South Carolina football each and every week with Will Gunter. You can catch him on the all-new early game each and every weekday morning on 107.5 The Game. As we look around the SEC, Will, of course, Bama didn't disappoint. They didn't look great on offense, couldn't really throw the ball, didn't need to throw the ball, but that front seven dictated things. The special teams were lights out. They took a very talented Florida State team and made them look very marginal on offense. LSU was dominant against BYU. We knew that they were too talented for them, but they usually slop through a close game against a decent opponent like that. But they dominated that game. Texas A&M with the biggest collapse we've seen in a long time in college football. As you kind of scan the SEC, and of course Florida's abysmal effort on offense against a really good Michigan defense. So what stands out to you about the first weekend in the SEC?
SEC East is wide open. If South Carolina can win this week, or even Missouri for that matter, whoever gets the victory this week, they have to like their opportunities, their chances to maybe go and win the Eastern Division. Florida is a mess offensively. I'm not sure what they're going to do at the quarterback position. Defensively, they were okay, but Michigan's not a strong offensive team yet. Tennessee gave up a ton of yards, 645 yards, I think 655 yards to Georgia Tech. And while I think Tennessee will make a bowl, I don't think they're what you would label a favorite to win the SEC East. And now we got to see what's going to happen with Georgia. Jacob Eason being knocked out of the game, and who knows how long he's out. Jake Fromm, a true freshman, stepping in. That was an offense that last year was 91st nationally in scoring or total offense, I think, or scoring offense. And you're going to go back to a true freshman right now. So I think the East is wide open. As far as the West goes, we'll learn about Auburn this weekend. Did that loss by Texas A&M end their season? Are they so deflated now? And, of course, they lost Nick Starkel. Kellen Mond steps in and throws 3 of 17. So I don't know what you're getting there. It's the Western Division's very interesting. LSU, do you still believe in Danny Etling when they play actual competition? BYU, by the way, surprisingly bad. Wasn't good against Portland State and got blown out last week. So, we'll learn more about the SEC as we go. But to me, the big storyline was that the East absolutely wide open unless Jacob Eason comes back. And it's not like he was setting the world on fire against App State. I'm interested to see where this Eastern Division goes.
It's funny because Tennessee being the last game of the weekend, I was on one hand, so amazingly impressed with their resolve and fighting through adversity and being dominated for that long and fighting through and finding a way to win, but so incredibly unimpressed with what I would expect a Tennessee football team to look like. They were completely outmatched in most of that game, had no clue of how to stop that running game, and were just given a gift. They were down by a touchdown. You know it well. Georgia Tech's running in for the last touchdown, and they fumbled the ball inside the 5-yard line, and Tennessee made it work. Give them all the credit. But, man, that did not look like what we would expect a contender in the East to be.
No, and that's what I'm saying. I think it's wide open. Georgia's still the favorite based on their schedule. They do get South Carolina at home, the neutral site game against Florida. They do got to go on the road to Tennessee, Auburn late in the season. But, we'll see. Georgia's still the favorite, but I don't think it's the sure thing that we all thought maybe almost 2 months ago at SEC Media Day.
All right, Will Gunter, all-new early game. That's his show each and every weekday morning. They're on 107.5 The Game as we talk South Carolina and the SEC each and every week right here on Mark Rogers TV. So subscribe to the video versions if you don't want to look at our faces. We understand. Check out the audio. It's on Podbean, iTunes, and Stitcher. Just search Mark Rogers TV for the full conversation. Will, you look like you're rested, relaxed, just kicking back and feeling good. So it's a good look, and I can see the crystal blue skies in the reflection in the window. So it looks like a good scene. So I can't take you away from that for too much longer. So enjoy the football tomorrow.
I'm looking forward to it. It's great. It's great to enjoy football on Saturdays again. So I will definitely do it. You do as well.